Hello, my name is David Paige. I am Managing Director of Legal Fee Advisors, and I'm here to tell you about an exciting new concept that we have available right now, and it's our reverse auction platform. So I'm going to be describing that to you as we go through. First, what is a reverse auction platform? Well, that's where a law firm bids for your work. This is a completely new concept to most people. In the past, only large companies could afford to build or maintain online reverse auction platforms. Well, we've created a revolution. Right now, we have a reverse auction platform that we maintain that's open to anyone to use at all. And all that you have to do is let us know you want to give it a shot, and we can accommodate you. Here's a couple of things that we do that we don't believe other people are doing right now. We look at both a qualitative measure and a quantitative evaluation of the firms. Qualitative means, well, how good is this firm? How much experience do they have? We also look at a quantitative evaluation. How much will they charge? More on that later. The firms do this through an online bidding process that goes very, very quickly. We guide you through every step of the process. You're not on your own here. And we help you get to the point where you are confident that you are choosing the best firm for your matter. Here is the best part. The auction can be run without cost to the client. Here's what that means. The winning law firm easily pays our cost, and you don't have to pay a dime for this process. Well, let's look at the way things used to be done. The old method was very relationship driven. Most clients pick a firm from a long-term relationship or someone that's recommended to them. Usually it's very rate focused. The client negotiates with the firm on their rates, but not really the total cost. There's usually a lack of any reasonable methodology. There's usually a very, very difficult task to comparing firms on a side-by-side basis, and a lack of transparency. The firms may not commit to propose costs or budgets up front, saying that you'll just have to see how it goes. Well, with our method, there is increased visibility. You can see how the firms are competing, right there, right in front of you. There's also effective cost control. Now, the firms bid on total timekeeper cost per phase, not on rate. That means you'll have some idea how much each phase will cost as you're going through, rather than wondering how much it's going to cost you to be a client in this litigation. We also focus on efficiency, and here's the way we do that. Bids are also placed on acceptable success fees per phase, and we're going to talk more about that in a minute. This will incentivize the firm to resolve cases quickly and efficiently because they can receive a success fee. And again, we're going to talk about that in a moment. And we also do a comprehensive evaluation. All participating firms are analyzed on both a qualitative area, meaning what's the quality of the firm's representation on experience and so on, versus the quantitative, which is the amount they're charging per phase. Let's talk about what a success fee is on a platform. Well, if you wish, we can have the firms bid on a success fee that the firm will accept for resolving the case in an early phase. Now, obviously, if a case is resolved early, most clients are happier because they have to pay less money for the litigation. However, many firms have an incentive to keep the litigation running because that's how they make more money. The success fee comes in here. If the firm is very, very inventive, very strategic, and very knowledgeable, and they can resolve the action early to the client's satisfaction, they should earn a success fee because then they are invested in that early resolution. So as an example here, I talk about a case that has a $100,000 total fee budget for 4 phases and a $25,000 phase 1 budget. This could just be the beginning phase of getting the case started. But a firm may want to say, you know what, beyond the $25,000, I would like a success fee of $10,000 if I resolve the case in phase one. That means if the firm resolves it in phase one, they get the $25,000 and the $10,000, and that's great for them, but it's considerably under the $100,000 that would have been spent if the case went through all 4 phases. At the end of the day, if the case is resolved early, everybody wins. Here's kind of the way this whole thing goes. In the pre-auction phase, we tailor a request for information, and we also set up the auction event for you. The RFI, or request for information, measures experience, measures other elements about the firm that you value, and this will create a score later on. The preliminary information packet that we give you has survey questions that allow us to assess your particular goals and what you value the most. The client then provides us with the summons and complaint for the case and any other information that will help us understand the case so that we can set up the auction in an accurate manner. We also collaborate with you to develop a set of RFI questions or requests for information that can then be set up so that the qualitative elements can be measured, also so that the quantitative elements or the numbers for the auction can be set in advance. The law firm then completes the request for information form and returns it to us by the required deadline, and we input the data into our system. We organize it, we weight it, and we get everything ready to go for the auction date. Then the law firm participants are notified that they're going to be in the auction. They're going to be told about what they need to do, and we start to set up the event on our platform. We do this all for you. Now we're finally at the live auction phase. The law firms at first will participate in a webinar and a mock auction so that they can understand what's going to happen. We then start the auction and the law firms begin live bidding. The auction can be paused, and we recommend this, for a time so that the law firms can understand what's going on. The law firms then strategize whether they want to change their bidding process. We recommence the auction, and then it ends. Usually 48 hours from beginning to end for the entire auction will work. The webinar helps the law firms understand what's going on and can really be a great thing in terms of making sure that they're comfortable with the process. All of them can come in, they can ask questions, the law firms are ready to go, and upon logging in, the auction bidders can view all of their elements on their screens. Incidentally, we can demonstrate this on a live basis for qualified clients at their option. Just contact us and we'll show you how it works. Here are some things to keep in mind. The participants bid for the total cost for each timekeeper at each phase. Some traditional auctions focus on timekeeper rates. We do not believe that focusing on rates is meaningful, since the total cost paid by the client is actually the amount of time multiplied by those rates, and that's what you actually pay. So we believe that our method is superior. In addition, we do ask for participants to bid on total cost of disbursements to look at whether the firms have innovative ways of creating efficiency even on expenses. Finally, firm participants also bid on their lowest acceptable success fee, and this is the lowest award they will accept at each phase for early resolution. The bids are placed in real time. The bidders are able to view their standing in comparison to other bidders while the auction is going forth. This is the pause phase, which we discussed before, and at that point, everyone gets to take a deep breath and see what's coming next. We create data at that point for the law firms and for the client to see what's going on. They receive an email with their attached data to each law firm. And then here's the study period where they're trying to figure out what they can do better. And once the pause period has ended, the administrator resumes the auction. Law firms then receive an email enclosing feedback forms, and then post-auction, we go to work. Here we have the law firm's final bids. We also have total case cost that's displayed. We take a look at our request for information response evaluations, and we put it all together, reaching a qualitative score, a total case cost, and success fees. And at the end of the day, the client is armed with information that helps them make a very informed decision. The client then chooses a law firm based on all of the information available. And here's what you get at the end of the day. You get transparency, you get visibility because you can see everything that's happening. There is a qualitative element, and you can weight this any way you want as a client. You also have the auction event, which gives you success fees and also gives you total cost per phase. And the law firms can then focus on efficiency as well. This is a win-win for everybody. We give you fast results. You do not have to create this software. We have done it for you. We give you guidance from start to finish, and as we said before, this can be set up so that the winning law firm pays our costs as the winner of the auction, or the client alternatively can bear some of the costs themselves. If you would like more information, we would be pleased to discuss this with you. Please give us a call or send an email. This is David Paige from Legal Fee Advisors, and thank you for joining us.